Hi, I'm JT. Are you an absolute horror fanatic and can't get enough of it? Well, welcome to my channel, JT's Horror Discussions. Now, if you want a channel dedicated to horror films and talking about them up the ass, but it's not your usual review channel, you came to the right place. The channel was started in June of 2022, and we're just continuing to grow from there. We do long, and I mean long sometimes, spoiler discussion, commentaries, reviews on hundreds of horror films. Check the playlist for entire franchises, director catalogs, and other genres. New release spoiler-free reviews and 60-second ones. Fun original JT series like What Makes This Scene Perfect? What Not to Do in Horror Films with JT's Horror Survival Guides. Horror interviews with some amazing directors, actors, and others in the horror community. Live streams, watch parties, and collaborations with dozens of other amazing friends and channels in the community. But that's not all. You like music? As a musician for 23 plus years, I do a lot of music covers, including everything you've heard in this video, and we have a whole playlist for horror score theme covers. And if you're a gamer, I challenge run the Dark Souls Elden Ring games, so check those out. You can also join the channel as a member and have some access to early perks, early videos, and some member watch parties. If you live and breathe horror and film, welcome to JT's Horror Discussions. JT's Horror Discussions is under the license JT's Horror Productions. JT often uploads multiple videos a day, but sometimes can go a lot of days without uploading anything. There are no guarantees of what movies will come at any given time. JT also fucks up his thoughts very often. Then I make fun of myself about it. If you don't like that, then fuck you, wrong channel. Do not take any medical advice that's said on this channel or you will certainly perish. All other people that appear in this video, even though real people, are not based on actual people. And please no woke folk. Buy your tickets now. All right, guys. So let me tell you something real quick. I found out what it's like to edit 40 seconds of a Saw film with the end of that. And that took hours. So I don't even want to imagine what it's like editing a fucking Saw movie, especially the ending when the music kicks in and the fucking cuts are flying thousands of miles a minute. I couldn't imagine doing that. So props to all the editors for the Saw franchise, first of all. What is up, everybody? Zodiac, how you doing, man? What's up, Pap Smear? Hey, Rosalia. Did I miss anybody else yet? No, I don't think so. But, all right. Another thing, I'm just learning all new shit. That's why this is like a new year. That's why there was a fucking trailer. The backgrounds here, totally thought you had to pay for StreamYard to get them. Nope. I just found out like last week when I did The Fly. Free. Completely free. So now I don't have to I can actually sit in the dark and not have to worry about lighting or anything like that. I can lay down and fucking just chill and just watch a movie with you guys. And it just looks like I'm just here talking. So these backgrounds are a godsend, is my point. So this film, Scarface. Now, let me see something because I want to see if, and I'm pretty sure you can do this. Yes, you can. All right, good. We got my whole plan is falling into place here. Now, with the whole, hold on. Let me hold that thought for a second. Now, when was the first time you guys saw Scarface? I want to see it in the comments. Because I saw this film, I don't, 7, 8 years old, because this was a movie that my father loved. And me and him used to watch movies all the time. And he would always show me favorites. And this was one of them. Same with Last of the Mohicans. That's it's my second favorite film of all time. One reason it's a masterpiece anyway. When was the first time that you guys remember seeing Scarface? Because now this was based off a novel, which I've never read the novel before. And I don't know anyone who really has. Has anybody actually read the novel for Scarface? Because that'd be interesting to hear the differences. Because it's been forever since I saw the original from was it 32? And I mean we have oh, what's his name is in it? Boris Karloff is in the original Scarface. But these are completely different movies, like in every way imaginable. Now Al Pacino in this movie is just fucking phenomenal. What's up, Joseph? How you doing, buddy? Doing good? All right, first saw it in theaters in Corpus Christi, Texas. Nice. Rosario was a teen. Rosie? Okay, that works. Yeah, this was just a first watch as a kid that I'll never forget. So, if anyone's watching along, you guys got it queued up, let me know. I'll wait like a minute or two, and then we will start this. I like the whole little border too because it's like fucking Miami with the neon lights in the '80s. So that's cool that they already have a generic ass picture like that. Yes, Paul Mooney was the original, which I remember he did a very good job. Like I said, I haven't seen the original film in like I don't know, absolutely forever, but Boris Karloff, Paul Mooney, another great perk. If I want to smoke and stuff, I don't have to turn the camera off. I can just go like that. That's it. Yo, I'm telling you, these borders are a godsend. I'm going to start promoting for StreamYard. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say, yeah, well, you guys need to put me as your spokesperson because I can sell the shit out of your out of your platform. All right. So, as everybody who's watching along have it ready and queued up, it is on Tubi. It's a almost 3 hour film. So, I mean, there are probably 6, 7, 8 commercial breaks. I'm watching it on Prime. Are they? I haven't seen that. That's why I don't remember a lot from the original. I should rewatch that. I should do a comparison video, actually. That would be a cool idea to watch the original Scarface for the first time in a decade or 15 years, something like that. And then compare it with this. I mean, I know already. I mean, there's no comparison for me. It's this movie. But I'd love to definitely check it out again. Yeah, 2 hours and 50 minutes. Just 10 short. Now, the score, if you guys haven't been able to tell from Giorgio Moroder in this film, is just absolutely fantastic. Everything, the main theme, he's so synth heavy. Like at the end, when we have like the techno beat and stuff, when the Sosa's gang is coming to kill Tony, all of that is fantastic. I did a cover of Gina's theme, and stuff. That's beautiful. The music is just fantastic in this, and Moroder also did. He's done so many things, but the chase for Midnight Express, which is another fantastic fucking composition. Yeah, that's a. Is it in the Oh, is it? Okay, so it is in the 32 one. Yeah, I never really like gave that much thought for this movie either. It's kind of like, all right, they were all fucked up. Like she just had her husband killed. He's whacked out on cocaine, like insane amounts of cocaine. So I just think whatever. They're just doing their thing. He's overprotective. Whatever. It doesn't. I don't look too much into it. At the theaters when it came out, oh, there's an intermission after he kills Frank. That would make sense. And what a scene that is. One of the most tense scenes and suspenseful scenes in a film. Yeah, Marauder is just absolutely fantastic. And I just gave away the answer for guess the movie number 5 or whatever number it was. Joseph in the chat. Okay. All right. So who is everybody ready? Because I'm going to do a countdown soon. I'm not waiting for you fuckers for too long. It's a 3 hour movie on a tight schedule. Now, Michelle Pfeiffer in this movie is gorgeous. I mean, she's gorgeous in every movie. So It's not really anything outside of the norm. And we have Robert Loggia is excellent in this. Everyone in this movie. I mean, Stephen Bauer is an excellent actor, and he was also funny. Same with Mark Margolis, who plays the hitman, the Shadow. Both ended up in Breaking Bad, playing awesome roles in that movie too. So, all right, let's do a little countdown here for Scarface, 1983. I'll go three, two, one, go, and we go on go. So three, two, one, go. I also got a little like earbud headphone inside and under these my mics headphones so I can hear the music while I'm watching it. I'm learning all types of shit this year. Like this is why I feel this is gonna be the year for the channel. We're gonna grow a lot this year, and it's all because of you guys. So I can't thank you all enough as always. In May 1980, Fidel Castro opened the harbor at Mariel, Cuba, with the apparent intention of letting some of his people join their relatives in the United States. Within 72 hours, 3,000 U.S. boats were headed for Cuba. It soon became apparent, or evident, sorry, my bad, that Castro was forcing the boat owners to carry back with them not only their relatives, but the dregs of his jails. Of the 120, this is crazy, 125,000 that landed in Florida, 25,000 had criminal records. That's insane. They were just waving them in. Yeah, come on. We'll take you. Have a good night, Joe. I'll see you soon, buddy. Oh, she's great in Wolf too. I mean, everything. I actually, that's a good argument. I wouldn't argue that. That might be. You're right. I mean, she was always so stunning. And how old was she in this movie? She was in her 20s in this, right? Pretty sure she was 25 or something, like her mid 20s. Beautiful. Well, she's still just gorgeous. And you know they goddamn gave Al Pacino top front billing right in the beginning of this. Al Pacino in. Yeah, one of the greatest roles ever portrayed. Now, can anybody hear the music for some reason through from here, from the mic to this side to a little earbud going into my ear? Because I'm pretty sure you can't. Yeah, man, I can't believe you haven't seen Scarface. And Dave shocked the hell out of me when he told me he's never seen it either. I said, "Are you serious? You've never seen Scarface?" And he's like 41 years old. How do you not see Scarface in your life? But hey, I mean, I didn't see a few classics until much later on. All right, cool, Zodiac. Thanks. I didn't think so, but who knows? So I got like the perfect setup now. Like this is how it's going to be from now on for live streams. Bunch of fucking amateurs. The scores, every piece of the score is fantastic, and all the '80s music, like the few songs that we hear in the clubs, is fantastic too. All right, let's see if this works out the way I'm hoping it does. Antonio Montana. Got him in the interrogation room. All right. Now, this is what I'm always trying to figure out gifting memberships. I'm going to give away a few tonight because, I mean, is it anything unlike GAT to do like a 2024 New Year trailer announcement? Time for a new year, like a month and 10 days into the year? No, I think it's very much like me. So I can never figure out like it just sometimes it gives it to people in the stream. Sometimes it just gifts people random subs that like aren't there. But hopefully this works. But Phil gets one, and someone will get one, and another will get one, and fucking Oprah in here tonight. Oprah Scarface. Ever been to jail, Tony? No, man. And yeah, you guys quoted like fucking half this script before we went live. That's what I mean. That wasn't Phil entering the chat. Like it just gifted him, but he's not here. That's why I can't figure. It just does it at random. Just his accent. I mean, his accent is probably one of the most legendary accents in the movie as well. I can't think of many off the top of my head that would trump it. There we go. All right, so that worked. Mostly. Love all you guys. Thank you, as always, for all the support and the love and the watches and all that. It means everything. I love how he stands up to this guy here. You a communist? He got fucking octopus coming up to his ears, man. That's a great line. What up, Dave? What up, Cal? I told you, you little weasel, not to fuck with me. You can quote every line in this goddamn movie. Every single one. And Dave's never seen it. Fucking for some reason, man. 41, 42 years old, right? You've never seen Scarface. I don't know. We gotta do a rewatch of this like 6 months down the road or something or sooner and have you come on and we'll do it. I'm no punto of a thief. I am Tony Montana, a political prisoner from Cuba. Well, that was just Cuba. It's great. Oh, this is the better way. There's nothing you can do that Castro hasn't already done. There's just all this bullshit. He has just such a way of talking with people. He's in sanitation. Tell him you're in a sanitarium. So funny. Sanitarium. I don't know how they fucked that conversation up and story. Like, wouldn't you want to get that story straight if you're trying to leave Cuba? And now I'm trying to like mix accents. If you're trying to leave Cuba and your life depends on getting out of that stuff, wouldn't you want to make damn sure you got your story straight? How does Manny's fuck up sanitation with sanitarium that he had TB and he was cured? Whatever, it don't matter. Perfect movie, no matter what. I love this whole where they shot this, like the camp here that they wait at. And Manny just loves his women. That's all he cares about. I love Stephen Bauer. I feel he's so. I mean, he's praised in this movie, but I feel like he's very overshadowed by Pacino. I think he has such great moments in this movie. Nine fucks so far. Yeah. How much does this have in it again? I always forget the exact amount, but it's fucking insane. It's like worse than like a string of videos on my channel. So Castro springs this dude that he don't trust no more just to have him killed. Perfect. Great plan. Don Eladio, yes. I fucking love Breaking Bad so much. That's one of the best shows ever. Looked like Colonel Mustard, the guy that they're trying to kill. Like a skinny Colonel Mustard. Yeah, it's got to be somewhere like 150 to 200. All right, keep track. All right, we'll have the official count. Yeah, Dave, that's what I was saying too. It's like, damn, love they're hosing them down and shit like they're elephants in a circus. These are not good conditions to be in. Dave will get it. I don't even have to do this no more, but not the ghost no more with the boner. Hi, I'm Video Tasties. Hello, I'm British and I'm from the UK and I like to pretend I have all the VHS in the world. Master's Video Tasties here, and we like to have watch parties every day, have different people on, and we like to have biscuits and tea with our little cottages at night. Now, back to JT's channel. Oh, good. Thanks, Gareth. That meant a lot. Yes, we do. We love Gareth. Yeah, that picture and the one with you, David. I have a folder that I call sound bites and like reoccurring picture gags, and those two are in that folder like forever ago. So those are the ones if I ever have to reference you guys. And yes, it is. I know. That's why I'm not doing no Cuban shit either. Erika, Erika. Love how he says from a friend, you fuck, when he stabs him. And the score swelling up. So good. Mm, 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 mm. Since Dave is here, let's definitely do one of these. Garbage day! No! It's always garbage day. It is always garbage day. And yeah, man, that's why it's my favorite GTA to this day. Like I first played GTA Vice City and 3. Vice City first, I think, but like I had both of them, so I was going back and forth. Vice City's the best. Like just the whole feel of it. They captured Miami so perfectly. The same as in this film. Like this might be one of the best, if not the best portrayal of the 80s in Miami, Florida. Like without a doubt. ¿Qué pasa, man? They are now working as just peasants Yo, what's up, brother? How you doing, man? If anybody that's coming in needs a timestamp at any point, just let us know. Since 3 hour movie, we got a lot of time. We're only 14 minutes in, but what a masterpiece! This is a movie I could watch anytime, anywhere, whenever. They never say how long Manny and Tony know each other, right? I don't think they do, but it seems like they're pretty much brothers. So it seems like they've known each other a very, very long time. They said they were in the army and shit like that together, so they've definitely known each other a decent amount of their lives. Yeah, masterpiece of shit thrown on screen and regurgitated from the first movie. That's exactly what that movie is. But that was fun, as always. They even had in Vice City, they had the hotel, the chainsaw hotel, and that you can get the chainsaw right by it. And if you look through the window, it's one of the few windows back in Vice City graphics era that you could see through the window, and it's not just like a just a texture, and you could see like the bathroom or something if I recall correctly. That's awesome. Marijuana, 45 tons. They get 500 each. I'd say go fuck yourself. Are you serious? For 500 bucks, you want me fucking around with 45 tons of pot in the 80s? Not a chance, man. Get out of here. Yeah, and he already killed Ramanga for them. So I mean, Omar's just a dick, but we know it's a setup. We know that he's an informant. Yeah, exactly. No way. Right? That's what I'm saying. Gonna need a lot more money than whatever the hell he was trying to pitch at them. 500? Come on. I know he thinks they're peasants, but damn. Bigger man. He's a bigger man. Troll 2 is one though that I can watch and have a lot of fun with, despite how stupid his shit is. I did a video on Troll 2, like, well, not this past holidays, the year before. I don't know why I was in a Troll 2 mood of all things near the holidays, but that happened. Oh my god! I've always wanted the fly had to have been intentional, right? Because if it wasn't, and a random fly just flew onto that kid's face during that take, that's one of the greatest happy accidents in the history of cinema. Like it really is. It has to be. Are you serious that fly, if that fly was not planned and just made his guest appearance during that scene, God bless Claudio Fragasso for making that movie just for that scene alone. Tony don't like fucking Colombians. You should probably look for other races. He retires now because he's got one gig with cocaine. He's gonna retire. Maybe. Maybe the fly said like, "Oh God, this stinks. I got to get over at that to see what's that all about." Now, the whole way they film this scene here in the hotel is really just it's De Palma just has such a unique way of framing shots and stuff like that. Especially when the creepy bitch on the bed, turns the TV up, and then it pans right through the wall outside, and then you hear it running for a bit, and you hear the TV, and then it comes back panning through the wall back in. What a great shot that is. I mean, brilliant camera work. I will say this though, there is no fucking way turning that little ass TV from the 80s up to max volume is blocking out the sound of a chainsaw in a hotel. There's no way that's happening. I'm sorry. Actually, I'll bet money on it. Anybody who's watching, you got a chainsaw nearby, and you got one in the garage. I want you to turn a movie on, blast that sound system up as loud as can be. And we're talking like nowadays sound systems for the most part, not 1980s little ass TV. Then I want you to go in another room in your house and I want you to rev up a chainsaw. And I want you to tell me if anyone in your that you reside with or anything hears you or not and says, "What the fuck are you doing?" Let me know if anybody's that daring or gives a shit like I do for some reason. Yeah, Zodiac. That was during the somebody said I forgot who said it during the premiere. Yeah, that the girl man he's talking to actually disappeared, the actress in real life. It's like an unresolved case. All right, Dave. Take care, brother. I'll talk to you soon. Yeah, man. No, not in the car, man. I thought for for a second, I thought that said have a whip it on me. I was like, all right, we're getting into like some old days of your territory here. Back to my fish and jam band traveling concert to concert days. You got these stuff, dude. As soon as this motherfucker says I don't have the stuff, it's nearby. I'm out. Like, and I got my hand on a gun, like on me immediately. You serious? He's gonna play games right up front. So, no, it's not here, but I'll get it. Yeah, nitrous. The friggin' aftermath of the Grateful Dead and Fish shows in the parking lots were insane back in the day. You want me to come in with start over again? And that bitch is so creepy. So is he. I mean, Hector's creepy too. But that woman, like, I think when I was a kid and I first saw it, I thought that was like a spooky guy laying on the on the bed with a shotgun. Or whatever the fuck she has, a shotgun, right? Yeah. I mean, she's clearly a woman, so I don't know why young me thought that, but whatever. Which is actually also the name of a very short and weird fish song. Head up your ass. See if it fits. Yeah, who am I kidding? There's gonna be a ton of fucking quoting lines in this. Terribly. Man, I want to know where they found a briefcase that perfectly fits 2 kilos of cocaine and has a little perfect little spot behind that for a perfectly sized chainsaw. I want to know where they got that suitcase. They lucked out big. But that whole shot where it pans out when she turns the TV up, that's fantastic. What a great decision to do that. That's really like out of the box. camera work there. We see Manny, and the cinematography is just gorgeous in this film. That road right there they just showed, that's in Vice City. You know that main road? If you played Vice City, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's the hotel you stay at, the first safe house, and the beach is right there. That's exactly what they modeled it after, that main road there. You'll see it again when it pans out here. Picture you driving down this road, the beach is on your left, and then coming on the right is your safe house. That's it right there. And then back through the not stained glass, but dirty ass window. I could call it a necktie. I heard. Actually, was it you actually who told me? Maybe I don't remember. Someone did though. I haven't listened to New Fish in a while. Just haven't had the time. Same with the biscuits, disco biscuits. I've seen 115 times over since like '06, '07. I haven't listened to them really in the last. Here's the girl who disappeared in real life. I haven't listened to them in like I just don't have the time between just life, work, and then the channel. Like that's like all my free time pretty much goes to the channel for the most part. Now the leg. So this guy gets massacred with the shade. I love the fact that he shields himself, Tony, behind the curtain so the blood spray doesn't get all over his face. That's a great little decision. Great thinking there. Dude, can you imagine being chained up to a shower? You just saw your friend get brutally murdered with a chainsaw of all things, not just getting shot in the head and dead, or anything like stabbed. No, chainsaw to death, to mangled corpse, and then you got to go next. I can't imagine that. And Tony's got the balls, man. He just goes, "Fuck you." He's ready to take it. He's lucky, man. He's lucky that girl disappeared exactly when she did. Otherwise, Tony would be dead. They would have never got there in time. So good job, Manny. Good job, girl. Now I feel even worse about what happened to her. Manny gets hit. Love how this crazy fucker just chainsaws through a wall and goes right through someone else's room. That's what I mean. This bitch right here. Uh, you see how you see how thin that wall is? She didn't hear a revving chainsaw for the last 5 minutes. Come on. I don't know about that. That's insanely stupid. But oh, this is so good with the music kicking in here. Right in the front of the whole everybody outside, whole crowd. He's not letting this guy live for any reason. The way they're all screaming and stuff, that's great. The way he looks with the blood. I mean, this is a bloody ass movie. It's not really gory, like with the chainsaw. You don't see it. Come on, oi, you're done. Like I said in my deep dive on it, they're lucky that the GTA times are faster than the actual real life police times for response because they would have been fucked like very, very fast, especially if it was GTA 5. Somebody fucked up. And you got the yayo with the money. Guy's not bad, this Tony Montana. What a fucking asshole, too. Omar. He's been on in a decent amount of things. What else was this actor in? I can't think of the actor's name. I forgot when I was doing the video, too. But he's definitely been in some other stuff. This fucking guy. Oh, so good. What a gorgeous place that Frank has here. Like, are you serious? I mean, Logia is such a great actor. I haven't seen him in too many movies. I know he's been in a lot of shit too, but the things I have, he's always great too. Like they hit gold with Oliver Stone doing the screenplay for this, with Moroder doing the score, with De Palma directing, with everyone that's involved in this movie. Like it's just lightning in a bottle type of film that this is. This probably, what would you guys say? Probably a toss up between Godfather or Godfather 2, depending on your preference. This and Goodfellas, maybe, right? Casino as like the top gangster films or drug crime films. I think it would be like pretty much those four at the top, right? What do you guys think? I mean, if we want to talk TV, then The Wire and Breaking Bad, obviously, definitely contend for top spots. 30 fucks, 78 bullets fired so far. That's great. That's awesome, Pap, that they did Gamehenge again. Because yeah, it's been what, 30 years. Crazy. Yeah, Boardwalk Empire is a show that I still haven't seen. I it's hard for me to binge shows nowadays. Like I might find time every now and then to binge like a season or something, but especially if I know if I get hooked on something, which I likely will with it because I know it's been praised to death. I'm gonna get sucked into it, and I'm not getting any shit done like for days because I'm just gonna be binge watching it during any free time that I have. But I definitely got to watch that one. Sons of Anarchy is another one. I've watched like the first two seasons, and then I stopped watching it. But I'd say the Sopranos, oh, and that one too, of course. I mean, the Sopranos, The Wire, and Breaking Bad are my top three drama TV shows. Oz is another great one too. Man, Michelle Pfeiffer looks like not too bad in that in that dress coming down that glass elevator and shit. And are you serious? You need that little bit of a trip in an elevator. You're that fucking lazy. You can't walk down. What would that be? 10 steps? I don't know. I mean, I guess when you got money, why not just have whatever you can get, just so you have it. If anyone gets that reference, he should have never introduced his wife to Tony Montana. Yeah, Nip Tuck isn't bad. I don't remember much of it, but I watched it here and there when it was airing. Animal Kingdom, Justified. I've heard of. I didn't see Animal Kingdom. All right, I gotta add those to the list. She spends half her time getting dressed, the other half getting undressed. Doesn't sound bad. I love the Babylon, the neon lighting. Pink and blues, just like Inferno from Argento. It looks very Inferno right here. If you want to liken it to a horror film. Is this song really singing about yayo? I mean, I wouldn't doubt it back in the 80s. I was born in 88. I know a lot of 80s music. The only time I've ever heard this song is in this movie. So, and they could not be saying yayo, but it sounds like it. If anyone could give confirmation, that would be cool. Carlito's Way is a great one too. Yeah, another De Palma film with Pacino. The Departed is another great film. Scorsese with uh, Nicholson, Marky Mark, Martin Sheen, Leo DiCaprio. What a great fucking movie that is. I wouldn't put that as high up as the aforementioned ones that we've been mentioning, but definitely a great film, The Departed. Matt Damon. Yiddish word for pig. You know, that's what is, Frank. It's a pig who don't fly straight. Don't underestimate the other guy's greed. And don't get high on your own supply, which I said in my video. Unless your supply is all for personal use, then get as high as you fucking want. $550 bottle of wine. Never been a wine person. I'm not really a big drinker, but I mean, I drink, don't get me wrong, on occasions. But wine, I had once in my life after a whole bunch of beer. Like when I was younger, blacked out for like 10 minutes, woke up and like standing, I just was like in my cousin's bathroom because we were all up drinking. And then I just was sick as shit, puked everywhere, and I've never drinking wine again. So that's my wine history. Ironically, I later in life sold wine as a job for like a year and a half. Air Supply. It's always a good time for an Air Supply song. This bitch says to Frank, yo, you want to dance or sit there and have a heart attack? I'd be like, yo, what are you talking to? I love her little edgy attitude in this. I mean, later on, it's a lot of cocaine. I mean, with all of them, it's the cocaine for all of the people in this movie later on. Which, trigger warning for anyone who sees this later. Just feel like I have to say there obviously is a lot of cocaine usage in this movie. So if it's a trigger thing, probably check out near like the end act of this film. They think he's a fucking peasant. Dude, I was just thinking of Wonder Chosen the other day. I forgot why, but it popped into my head. Like just like the puppets and shit. That was such a great show. Yeah. That's so funny that he could tell the difference. And you can, KFC gravy in Boston Market. As somebody who had both a lot growing up, a lot, but like on occasion, like special occasion, I like Boston Market a little better, honestly. But there's just such a difference between the two. Like you can absolutely tell. Yeah, I know. I love her whole sass back and forth with Tony. It's great. Yeah, that's so funny. She's fucking sniffing up skin, skin of fucking KFC chicken. Dude, I would hate to know what the drip is like on that. Fucking sniffing chicken skin from KFC. That's gotta suck going down. I love how he gets with, hey, Conyo, what is your problem? Great stuff. Now you're talking to me, baby. That I like. You gotta give Tony some time. He's already thinking about little Tony. I don't know why she. I don't know why he'd be the last guy in the world that she'd ever fuck if she was alone on a desert island. I mean, he's not that bad looking or anything. So, I mean, maybe she got high standards. Good for her. The eyes, Chico, they never lie. Yeah, that's such a great one. Her womb was so polluted. That's such a great line. That whole scene, that whole dinner scene is just infamous. And I love this here with the the fake driving, but with the screen in the background. Kind of like right now. The way that the screen though that they shot it with the lights and stuff like that, it works. Like it looks very good. Even though they're obviously in a fake car, just sitting there pretending to drive. He wants what's coming to him. The world, Chico, and everything in it. 3 months later, Colonel's secret recipe. Yeah. Don't you remember your fatal mistake? While we were sitting here at dinner, Mrs. Peacock told us that she was eating one of her favorite recipes. And monkey's brains, though popular in Cantonese cuisine, is not often to be found in Washington, D.C. Who knows what that movie's from? And I know every fucking line to the whole film. That's a top comedy. I mean, I said, I said Mrs. Whatever, so it gave it away anyway. Told you, no fucking like kids, man. You would, yeah, I love it. The way he's so coked out, then, and he's just yelling at a fucking corpse because he's obviously very, very dead at that point. It's hilarious. And yeah, I thought that right after that. I said, well, I mean, I said Mrs. Peacock. So, I mean, who doesn't know what Mrs. Peacock is from? Clue is like my sixth favorite film of all time. I used to fall asleep to that movie before I had cable, like as a kid in my room. So I just had a VHS player, and I only had to select like recorded VHSs and like some VHS copies. Clue was one of them, and then I always need something to fall asleep to. I cannot fall asleep in silence because that's when everything goes fucking racing around like crazy. Like more than usual. When you try to sleep at night and you got nothing, it's just silence, and you try to just lay there with your head on a pillow, and it's no, that don't work for me. It forever, my whole life. So I always need something on. And back then, I would just leave the same movie in for like weeks at a time, and Clue was one of those, and that's why I know every line of that movie. Tony wants ice cream. Heisenberg canceled his contract. I said that a while back, and Zodiac. I was so actually. Some Sunday tomorrow, right? Oh fuck, man! I forgot that it's Saturday because we were supposed to do this last night, but I was tired from editing that channel trailer, and from earlier that day. And then we were doing it at 11. It would have been like 3 in the morning, 2:30 in the morning by the time. So I said, all right, we'll do it tomorrow. But now I'm thinking it's Friday still. I forgot to do the second Shutter recommendation Saturday. But you know what? The great thing about Saturday and Sunday is they both start with an S. So I'll get that out tomorrow for Shutter Sunday recommendations. Then when you get the money, then you get the power. Then when you get the power, then you get the woman. Frank got held up at the golf course. And let me tell you something. This fucking car is goddamn gorgeous. I'm not a car guy. I don't know what type of car that is. I'm sure somebody in the chat might know. What type of car is that? Because it is fucking gorgeous looking. Is that a Corvette? It's not a Corvette, right? I tell you, I am inept when it comes to automobiles. All I can say is, yeah, if there was a police report that I had to file, I'd be like, yeah, it was a red car that was driving down the road. Like that would be the report. Or like it was a white van. That would be as descriptive as it gets. I'd love to know that type of car. And yes, tomorrow is Super Bowl Sunday. Usually I go to my, it's not really an uncle, he's like my dad's best friend's brother. So I call my dad's best friend since 5 years old, uncle, so by association, whatever. But we usually, I meet up with my dad and go there and stuff. But I just talked to him earlier today. My dad ain't feeling well. He's sick with a cold or something. So we're not going there. So now I'm not doing nothing for Super Bowl. Get me one of those phones with a scrambler, he says. That's great. Yeah, it just looks like the no the yeah the car with the that's on the background right now with the leopard print. That one. That's a fucking nice ass car. A lot of it has to do with the leopard print because I need like 8 pillows to sleep at night. Like I don't know what it is, but I just love having a lot of pillows and shit. And I got one that's fucking leopard print. It's as soft as you could fucking imagine. I love it, and that's might be why I love this car so much. But I'd like to know what type of car it is. All right, El Dorado 63. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Nice car. The sign, I think, said Porsche Boutique. But whatever, wherever this place is, this type of car dealership, it's fucking familiar as yo. Now, is this like the first? I always forget. Is this the first time we see him doing cocaine? I think it is, right? Because she's big into it, So then, like, she's doing it in the car, and he says, "Let me, can I get some of that?" So is that when he like first does cocaine in this movie? I can't think of an earlier occasion that he does. Him wearing the hat's hilarious. You kiss me if I wear the hat, and you can see him breaking her a bit there. Like you can see her trying to hold the left of it. She's so adorable, man. In this movie, her whole performance is just fantastic to watch. I didn't know the answer to this. I still don't, but I don't know what the answer to this is, and maybe someone does, like the car. The mom in this, who plays the mom? Is she anybody like related to the movie, like their mom, or am I thinking of another movie that the mom plays like a mom, like of the director or some the writer, or somebody is in there? I'm thinking of another movie, I think, but she kills it in this movie too. Like she does great with her little limited screen time. Mm-hmm. Antonio. Gina. Gina. Yeah, I don't know I still don't get what the whole incest thing is with that, why they threw that in this movie. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I get it. He's very protective of Gina. He doesn't want anybody like fucking with his sister. And I get it. I got a younger sister. I'm the same way. But I don't know. It goes weird in this movie for no explanation that I have ever heard. What a great goddamn composition in this scene. I can't imagine. I know he has said in interviews that his nose got real fucked up sniffing like all the fake cocaine in this movie. I can't imagine. I wonder how bad his nose was messed up from doing that. I mean, he's a method actor. Why didn't he just buy some real coke and just go all fucking out, man? I mean, if you see his face and him bugging his eyes in the ending like scene and stuff like that, I wouldn't doubt it if he was in his trailer sniffing coke and going out there and then saying to himself, "Fuck, man, I just did like 3 big ass rails of real shit. Now I got to actually sniff this fake shit I don't want to sniff on camera." I mean, it was the 80s. Mama had to no more so in the factory for her. That's great. Good for her. I mean, come on. He brings this whole big thing of drug money. That's obvious drug money. I mean, his mom knows he's a past criminal, he's in jail and shit. Who knows how many times? He says once, but that's a lie in the beginning. I don't know. But I like how she's got respect and she has morals. She won't take it, mom. She just won't take his drug money. Get out of here with that. Same with Johnny Depp's mom in Blow. Whatever the real guy. Always forget the real guy's name of that. He said Oliver Stone got him to hook up. Got him a hookup for one of his ex dealers. That's funny. So yeah, I was right. And she was telling him, oh, okay. I still have to watch the last season for some reason. I never, I just like fell out with him the fourth season. It was a great show. This mom don't hold shit back either. Like at all. Are you fucking serious, yo? You can take that border away too? All right. You know, people don't read instructions anymore for anything nowadays. And like, that's 99.9% of people. I think maybe it pays to like read like a little bit on StreamYard because I could have saved myself like a year of time. Anytime I like download a stream or make a clip or something like that, I hate the fucking blue border there. So I got to stretch the video and makes it zoom in because the border will be outside the frame. It's very annoying. So we're just learning all types of shit tonight. Money, boom, 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 get away. Boom, 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 doom, boom, doom, 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 boom, 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 doom, boom, boom. Great song. He's no good. Gina, he's no good. Every time he leaves the mom's house in this movie, she's fucking screaming at him, the mom, like a lunatic, like loud, right outside. Everybody's probably hearing it, but yet the woman next door to the hotel room didn't hear a chainsaw going off for 5 minutes. I mean, it's such a great bass line. What an iconic line that is. But his sister could goddamn take that money. You damn right. Yeah, I know. He's just staring at her and shit. I mean, that's like the bro code, man. Like, you don't fuck you're like almost brother's sister, like your best friend. That's terrible. But you can't choose who you love. And I was saying in the video, I'm sure Tony, if he wasn't like coked out more than Cocaine Bear in that movie, I'm sure he probably would have came around and liked the idea of them together because it's his best friend. Like I said, almost a brother. That's his sister. Sure, he'd be fine with it, but that's not how the movie goes. Cochabamba, Bolivia, and I said that well this time because there was like 8 takes in the video for me to get that right. Cochabamba. I thought it said conch for a second. I was saying like conch conch, whatever it was. I don't know if I would put that in the bloopers, but that would have been funny because that was retardedly stupid to get that out. And Alexander Sosa, who is just terrifying. This dude. Look at this guy. You want to fuck with him? Listen to me. I got my, like I said, a younger sister. I have my daughter who's going to be 10 in 15 days, which I can't believe. She's going to be that old, man, to be 10 years old. I ain't afraid of most people. Somebody comes out, tries to hurt them, I'm fucking going at you, and you better kill me first, otherwise I'm going to kill you. Sosa, he's scary, man. Like, this dude is intimidating. I wouldn't fuck with this guy. Like, Sosa is just one person that you just look at that face, that gorgeous face that I'm leaning back into. Oh, it's like I'm cuddling with Sosa. All right, enough stupidity. But what an intimidating character. So yeah, my point is, scary guy. Would not mess with him. And this whole scene with them making the deal and Omar getting just overrun by Tony the entire time. It's great. Which, I mean, Tony's a much better negotiator than Omar. He don't want to go to Panama. It's too risky. Yeah, I know, right? It was like at that point, it was like, yo, if I'm not good enough, I'm your fucking best friend. Who's good enough? Nobody. That's why we get the tragic ending with her. And we see the great Mark Margolis, who is very, very not he's not very, very young, but I mean, if you compare it to him in Breaking Bad, like when like he got a lot more fame. He was been in so many fucking things, hundreds of movies and TV shows, but most people know him, especially nowadays, as Hector Salamanca, or from this film. So I meant to say like a younger version, but he's definitely still fucking old in this. Say hello to my little friend. I was gonna try to go all out, and I said, "Nah, fuck that. I'll pull back a bit." What's up, Brody? Nice to see you. How you doing, man? Hope you're enjoying your weekend. If you have a copy and you want to watch along, we can give you a timestamp. We are in Bolivia, and Omar is about to get hung from a helicopter. His hair, Omar too, like it's his jet black as his fucking like the inside of his suit, his shirt. Like, why is his hair dyed like jet black like that? That doesn't make any sense. He doesn't even look that old. He looks like this guy Omar, like what, like gray in his 20s, 30s, something like that. Which I mean, I'm 35. I got fucking grays and shit on the sides of me. That salt and pepper thing, I don't like it, but I just brought attention to it. So whatever. What are you gonna do? Yeah, that's great. And then just the way it's shot, it zooms in on him and he notices him from New York, right, a few years prior. Now you got things to look at. The background also. See, this is when I really heavily think of the South Park episode. Whenever I watch this, like all these scenes here, I just see the Sosa as the Colonel. I can't help it. And this guy Omar, he knows, right? As he's Tony shaking hands with him, and he says, "Why do you leave him here?" He knows he's fucking deader than dead. He knows it is over. Like, look, you see the look in his face when he walks away with Alberto and the guy behind him. with the badass dude who kills Tony at the end with the big glasses. What a great look to him. That is such, and I just literally just read that as he said it. Like, not the same line, but that's such a great ironic line because Cartman lies more than anybody in that whole entire show. I don't remember if I even finished that thought from like I don't know, well, way long ago about South Park. But I said in the past maybe of doing like South Park Saturday mornings or Sunday morning little watches for like 2 hour chunks or something like that, like 4 episodes. So I'm thinking of maybe doing it tomorrow. So if anyone wants to watch some South Park, like noonish, 11 a.m., something like that, like an early morning thing, get some coffee, hang out, watch some South Park, and laugh a bit, let me know. So then I'll make up the stream tonight. We can watch this episode. That'll be a nice little tie-in. We'll watch this episode, and then we'll watch whatever 2, 3 others. Yeah, I know. That's so funny. Yes. Welcome, Brody. Apologies if it's a new name or if I haven't seen your name because I don't recall seeing your name. But welcome to the channel. We watch and talk about horror and movies up the ass all the time. I love how he tosses the binoculars at Sosa. Hey, Sosa. His whole speech to him is just iconic here. I think you speak from the heart, Montana. Chivatos. Now I really wish I did get Taco Bell earlier today. I mean, Taco Bell, it's not Bolivian or whatever. Whatever, it made me think of it. Oh, no, he set me up, had my angel. Had my angel. Yeah, that is exactly, and now that some of you got gifted memberships, maybe I'll put in like a unedited discussion video, like where I fuck up like crazy, like throughout all of it. You guys just see the edited shit now, like where I put some bloopers in at the end. But then sometimes I'm trying to get some weird, funny thought that ties in somehow out, and it just comes out wrong the first time, and then I try it again, and it don't come out for the next 4, 5, 6, 7 times, and I'm cracking up like an idiot. Maybe I'll put a little bonus content behind the scenes of how JT makes his videos, like an insane person. I'll only tell you one time. Don't fuck me, Tony. Don't you ever try to fuck me. Even Tony looks a little intimidated from. I mean, who wouldn't? It's fucking Sosa. Scary as hell. Made an $18 million deal without asking anything, telling Frank at all or anything. I mean, that's ballsy as shit too. $75 million they make. I mean, Frank is right here. Like, if you don't come up with like, 5 billion and stuff, he's not going to write him, an IOU or anything. He's not going to accept that shit. He's going to just send people to go and kill him. So you can see why Frank had Tony, you know, attempted to have him killed. The Diaz brothers. Dude, I love the way he screams, fuck Casper Gomez and fuck the Diaz brothers. Bury those cockroaches. The spit coming off his face. I think it is, right? Have you ever had that happen when you watch a movie so many times and then when you recall the scene or even right when you're watching it, your memory's not completely right? Because we know, human memory is not reliable at all. So, like, the scene is a lot more exaggerated in your memory, in your head, every time you think of it. And then when you see the movie, it's like, wait a minute, that's like a lot less than what I always remember happening in this movie. Does anybody know what the hell I'm talking about? Because I always picture like spit just flying off his face and stuff. Like, wasn't spit just coming off him? If not, I always remember that. And this is the fallout between Frank and Tony. I love Frank's office. Like this whole background. It's such a cool, the whole little like Mattel paint mural that's on there. The car painting, like all of that looks so cool. All the not just the scene later with Frank when he's exposed as trying to kill Tony, but just this scene too between the two of them is so tense. Just like the pauses between the actors and Pacino pausing and just the way his facial expressions, like it's all of the acting is just masterful in this. Yeah, exactly. Like the art direction's great. Everything in this film. This is why this goes into my playlist of my perfect masterpiece movies, which I think there's like 40 in there. So I think I have like it's probably more because I mean when you think about it, I mean to call a movie a masterpiece is a big loaded word. But I really consider all those 40, 50 films in that playlist masterpieces or near masterpieces, like are perfect in every way or almost every way. And when you think about it, compared to the thousands, tens of thousands, or who knows how many horror movies that have been made, it's not bad. Have like 50 masterpiece movies, excellent films in every way, perfect. I mean, it could be a lot worse. That pool is absolutely gorgeous. Are you kidding me? Like, makes me want to go swimming right now. Exactly, and that brings up a point. Like, good. I'm glad you brought that up, Zodiac, because I was talking about this in the Ghoulies videos and the Critters, the first Critters, which I'll probably do Critters 2 and No Country for Old Men tomorrow. I was going to do that last night, but I ended up fucking just getting really, really stoned off these edibles and ended up doing that whole Requiem for a Dream soundtrack score thing that I'm working on. I was up to like 6 a.m. doing that. And so No Country never happened. So that's what I'm planning for tomorrow. No Country for Old Men and Critters 2. But I was saying during those videos that it's like sometimes like not a lot, but like Hector every now and then, and maybe like one or two others. Sometimes they think I go a little too hard on movies just because I nitpick and then have fun with them and fuck around and joke. Like most people know I'm joking, it's sarcastic 99% of the time. But it's also because I hold movies to a fucking certain standard nowadays. And like you said, masterpiece gets thrown around so often today. And even like great movies, like the term great gets thrown around too, and just as much as hating on movies does. Like The Exorcist Believer, all the hate that movie got, one of the worst movies ever made and stuff. Yeah, I thought the first act was pretty good. The rest of it terrible. It's an awful Exorcist movie, but I didn't hate it in any way. So like People go to extremes very, very often when they shouldn't, in my opinion. That's why I always try to pick out any positives in a movie when I'm talking about it, even if it's just one or two things, just to save it being a complete piece of shit in every single way. But like when you go from like Ghoulies and Ghoulies 2, which are fun movies that you can argue aren't the best made films, but they're still entertaining, and then go to Ghoulies 3, Ghoulies Go to College, and it's a fun premise, but it's just a terrible written film. Like it could be written better. Everything is not good in it. So there's that fine line between it. And like yeah, like you just I see people like movies like Smile and The Black Phone. It's to me those are generic run of the mill fucking horror films in like 2010s and 2020s now that we've been stuck with. These just like they call it elevated horror. What a fucking dumb term that is. I say that all the time too. Same with torture porn. But the whole elevated horror shit, it's just a good movie. If it's a good movie, it's an elevated horror. What does that even mean? But people say, "Oh, this movie's a mess." Smile was a great film. Smile was very generic, but it had some good stuff in it. Movie. I wouldn't really watch it ever again. That's just my opinion, of course. But a lot of people throw the words masterpiece around to a lot of movies, like modern films. And it's just like, what? Like, really? Like Talk to Me is a great example. I thought Talk to Me from last year was a very, very good film. I've watched it 3 times. I did a watch party with Karen at Ocean Chicks Flicks after I watched it the first time, and then I rewatched it after I watched it before I reviewed it. Great movie, but no way did it ever deserve all the hype and all the like masterpiece, quotes that it was getting from people. That's the perfect example, I think, like of recent memory. That movie. But people just like throwing around masterpiece. Like it's because to me, like I can't call a film like Talk to Me a masterpiece and also call movies like The Thing and Halloween and Deep Red and Suspiria and Bava films and down the Exorcist and down the line as masterpieces. Also, I can't put them on the same level, so I can't, and I won't, and that's just how it works. The Black Phone, dude, it put me to sleep. I didn't remember shit the first time I watched that movie. You serious? I watched it. I remember half of it, and then I drifted off into a nice coma for like I don't know a few hours. Woke up, and then I tried rewatching it again, and I was bored out of my tit watching it. There's some good stuff. Ethan Hawke. I've never been a big Ethan Hawke fanatic like a lot of people are. I'm not a big fan of whatchamacallit, that movie with an S that I'm blank of Sinister. It's a good movie. I don't think it's a great horror film. Like some people really overrate that movie, but that's again, I can see it. It's a good movie, but I'm not a big Ethan Hawke fan. He's very hit or miss for me. The Purge films, they're not for me. Like I don't like the Purge movies. Not even the first one. Hereditary is the one ever. And Toni Collette is the masterpiece. But I mean, Toni Collette, her performance is one of the greatest things about that film. But I disagree with you on that one. I mean, I think Hereditary is absolutely a deservedly called masterpiece, and I made that comparison between Talk to Me and Hereditary because when Talk to Me came out, it was getting the biggest hype for an A24 movie since Hereditary. And I remember when Hereditary came out, all the hype it was getting that this is the biggest horror masterpiece of the decade and stuff like that. And I said, all right, we'll see it and stuff. And I thought it was a masterpiece. Like I agreed. It was a different story with Talk to Me. It just didn't reach that level. And yeah, I know you love Sinister. I know mad people love Sinister. And yeah, exactly. Like even if I did like really, really love Sinister, I wouldn't call it a masterpiece of like either. It's just there's different tiers. Some people just look at movies and like, I love it, I hate it. And like that's it. It's like I guess. I mean, why do you think so? Why do you think all these videos are so fucking long? Because there's a lot more to say that it's good or it's bad, which I feel a lot of people just that's how their opinions are nowadays, especially nowadays. It's like good movie. I like the acting. I like this. This was good and stuff. This was not, I didn't care for this. So yeah, check it out. No, I got more to say about it. This whole scene with Mo is great. I always forget that actor's name too, but it should tell me actually. Harris Yulin. That's it. Mel Bernstein. You too, Mel. You fucked up. And good question from Tony too. How do you know that he's the last cop he's got to grease? He's definitely not. It's not the last cop he would have had to grease if he survived by the end of this movie. She's on fire. That's what I mean with like the few 80s songs we get in here. Even those are great, great choices for this movie. And then he sees this guy dancing with his sister, and the way he just it zooms in on it, and just the music, he's staring like he's ready to kill this fucking guy. I know that feeling. You gotta smile more, Tony. You gotta enjoy yourself. Okay, Mel. Now is when this is when Frank comes and Frank is done. I mean, I can see that. There's definitely movies that I have that are the same way. That it just doesn't retain. I mean, I guess it's not a masterpiece movie, but just something that came to mind, like High Tension or Switchblade Romance from Alexandra Aja. First watch when that movie was maybe a few years after it came out. An ex girlfriend of mine showed it to me, and that's how I discovered the band Muse because Newborn, the awesome song Newborn, which I saw them in concert like 10 years ago at National Coliseum, and during the solo of Newborn, they had so much power and like they were up on pillars. It blew out the fucking power at National Coliseum. It took like almost 40 minutes or so to get it back going. But I digress. In that film, the first time you watch it, the twist is great. But then every time after, the twist is awful. It makes no sense, and I can't enjoy it anywhere near the first watch. Scarface never loses anything, not one bit. I mean, I just watched this 5 days ago. So, I mean, I skimmed through it. I didn't watch the entire thing because, I mean, I've seen it so many times. But so it's actually good to add on to the video, the discussion video, and actually watch the entire thing with you guys. Right, yeah. With the friggin' music playing, and Tony's looking at Gina with the dude. Awesome. And then he sees her. He sees him grabbing her ass and shit. That's the last straw for him. Yeah, by taking to the toilet to make out and sniff at the cocaine because they're doing that. Like everyone in this fucking club. Oh, his private room. He's so nice to her. So nice to bring her into a nice bathroom stall. The way he freaks out on this guy is great. I mean, even in this scene, there's like a little bit of the incestuous shit, which again, I just don't get it. So I don't know if that's ever been explained, if there's like an actual reason it was written into the script or anything, or if it's from the book. Yeah, I mean, Pap said earlier it's from the original movie, so I guess, but why was it written into that? Like, was it from the novel? I don't know. I gotta look into that. I gotta. That's where my interests and thoughts go for the night. I have to look after this into why there's an incestuous little edge to the relationship between two fictionary characters in a film from like 50 years ago. But I'm still going to do it. Oh, I mean, whatever. That is the comedian. What's his goddamn name from Law and Order SVU? Oh, why is it killing me? Come on. Richard Belzer from SVU. He's the comedian here. He looks young as shit compared to SVU time. And he has hair. He made the joke about Ricky Ricardo from Lucy. That's the Mandela effect. The whole Lucy, you got some explaining to do. Apparently, that line was never uttered on the show ever. People just remember that line that never happened. That's what I read a few times. There was never a Lucy, you got some explaining to do. Those exact words like that, that's always quoted, never was spoken from Ricky on the show ever, which is strange because I remember hearing that quoted all the time as a kid because my mom was a Lucy fucking fanatic. Had a whole bunch of Lucy dolls and collectibles and stuff. She was insane with Lucy. So I think I remember that. But apparently never said it. Lucy never had explaining to do. Nice F-bomb count. We got an F-bomb count after the Frank scene. Sounds good. Where were we at last time? I forgot. But that was early on, too. See in the sky with diamonds. Beatles are my favorite band of all time. That's why I got like dozens of Beatles covers on my Instagram. I got some on YouTube too, but there's just some artists that I don't want to put on YouTube just because I know that it'll be an instant copyright issue. I forget who plays the dude in the goofy ass fucking costume this guy has. I don't know who wants to see this. I guess a bunch of coked out drunks in the 80s, right? But who wants to watch a show like that or a performance at a club? Some goofy fat guy in a fat, well, he's not fat, a guy in a fat suit with a big ass mask. I don't know about any of this. But great scene when bullets start flying. And we better get a bullet count too, because there's a lot that going on here. I see the way you look at me, Manalo. Really? I never put those two together because that don't look like Frank Sinatra to me. That looks like a fat caricature of a mix of like Porky Pig and I don't know, Mr. Magoo or something. That's what that looked like to me every single time. I mean, they can call him Sinatra all they want. When's the last time you saw Sinatra dancing like that to 80s dance club music? I've never seen it. Phil, what's up, buddy? And you got a gifted membership from earlier, buddy. Again, it randomly just gives them out to anyone who's not in chat and shit. So I gave some out just because I love you guys so much, and we're gonna make this year the best year ever so far. So welcome again, Phil. How you doing? Great idea too to have the Uzis and shit under the napkins. And he put this hit up fast. Unless he planned this before. Do you think Frank planned this before he stormed out with Elvira just a little bit ago? Or he probably planned it before that, and then he just came there to get Elvira out of there. That might be what it is. Because he set this shit up quick if it's the latter. But that actually makes sense. He probably came by to get her out of the club, knowing that this was going down. Smart tone, and the decisions are just great in this movie too. I mean, that's a huge plus with me. Logic, like written well in movies. If you guys don't know already, just all his just like when he's hiding behind the body at the end to shield himself, and how fast he reacts to the guy on the balcony who shoots and kills Gina while he's coked out of his mind on like 100 grams of blow, and he still like has the reaction to turn around, grab that motherfucker, throw him off into the little fountain, and blast him full of bullets. Like he's such a well written character. Like Oliver Stone just. I feel like Oliver Stone doesn't get enough credit for writing this film, the screenplay. I feel like De Palma, I mean, he deserves every bit of credit for this film, and Pacino and everybody involved. But I feel like Stone doesn't get enough credit for writing this film. All right, we got. Yeah, Phil, if you want to watch, we are at 1 hour and 32. We are about halfway through. And bullets just went from 78 to 646. We have 646 bullets fired so far in Scarface at the halfway point or so. 2 hour, 50-minute, a little over halfway. That's fucking unreal. And we'll have an F-bomb count soon. He definitely set it up. Yeah, for sure. I'm just wondering if he set it up beforehand or if he got so pissed and from everything so far, then once he saw in the club Elvira with Tony again, and he storms out with her, that's when he left and finally said, "Fuck this guy, I'm putting a hit out." Because if that was the case, then it's very quick for that hit to take place. But then I thought he probably set it up earlier. Then he wanted to get her out of the club, knowing that it was going down. That makes a lot more sense. Something I never really thought of. Like all these years, my whole life watching this movie. Because I always just remember him coming in, Frank, and getting Elvira out of there, and I felt like, oh man, now he's gonna kill Tony because now he's fucking with his woman hardcore. I love the little dude. Always forget his name. And now we have just. I always say, and maybe I'm biased because Halloween was my first horror movie ever at 6 years old, and it's so nostalgic to me. Besides being perfect in every single way, I always say the scene when Laurie goes over across the street and finds all the bodies, and then the whole chase sequence back to the Doyle house where we're screaming the keys and Tommy, please, as Michael's walking across the street. That is the most tense scene ever put to a movie ever. Ever. I will never change my stance on that. This is up there. And it's not even a horror movie. This whole confrontation with Frank is such a suspenseful scene with so much tension in it. And the acting is just off the charts in this scene. Yeah, Phil, I know. It depends. It just depends. Actually, I had one right over there. I was gonna throw one on, but then I got a like in ear bud for the movie going under the headphones, and then like I had a hat on top of that, so I took it off. Thanks for noticing, though. How you say paranoid? And what a genius plan! Like how he tells his lackeys, "I want you to call, say we fucked up, he got away." And then he gets his phone call. He gives himself away by saying, "Yeah, I'll be home later tonight. Be home in a few hours." Brilliant plan to expose him. And Mel looks fucking calm as can be because I mean Mel no he doesn't think that he's getting killed too because he's a cop. But he knows Frank's dying here. For sure. Like from as soon as Tony walks in, he knows that Frank is gonna get killed here because he knows that the type of guy Tony is. And he knows that he ain't let him go. Hey Frank, you a piece of shit, you know that? You know what a shasta is? Or whatever the fuck it was. Was it Yiddish? I don't speak fucking Yiddish. I don't know anyone actually personally who speaks Yiddish. And Tony's right here. He stays loyal to Frank. I mean, he's fucking with his wife a little bit. I mean, that's not good. So I mean I see Frank's side of it. I said that earlier. I get it, but he never fucked him like business wise, not like that. So I mean, and Tony has those morals, those street cred, those street cred morals, those street rules that you can never break. He never fucked nobody. We didn't have a coming, as he so says a little bit ago. I love how Mo says it's your tree, Frank. You're sitting in it. Like, I got nothing to do with this. This is you and Tony here, and I know you're dying. So, like, that's like his last words to Frank from Mo. And then the music, how it swells here. Please give me a second chance. Come on, Tony. So good. $10 million. He's making man money, more than that. I think he needs to offer him a lot more than 10 million at this point. What's going on, Dirk? How you doing, brother? How you doing, man? Yeah. You want a job, Ernie? Hey, man, you got a job. Awesome. I love that little dude. I always forget his name. But I think Robert Loggia's performance in this scene is just really sells the suspense that I was talking about a little bit ago. You'll disappear. You'll never see me again. And he gets on his knees, and then he freaks the hell out when Tony stands up. He thinks the bullet's coming right then and there. Like, oh, so much tension in this scene. And I love how, again, how calm Mo is. Mo's just sitting there like, I'm watching a performance going on. I won't kill you. Manuel, shoot that piece of shit. No! Great gunshot noises in this film, also. I got to say that. The sound design and the sound mixing, everything is just fantastic too in this. There's just no department this film is not an absolute masterpiece and just perfection in. Every dog has his day. Doing good, and I got to watch some films for tomorrow. You're all called in the morning. Just have to pop in and hit the like and say what's. Thanks a lot, brother. Are you going to be on the round table tomorrow? I don't know who's on tomorrow night, but Keith just messaged me before I went live asking if I wanted to do tomorrow night's round table. So I wonder who else is going to be on. I don't know who else is. I know Cal he can't make it, so that's where the spot opened up. Shoots Mel. Maybe you can buy yourself one of them one-way tickets to the resurrection. That's one of the greatest lines in this movie. I'm sorry. And whoever said you was one, all of that, all the dialogue between Mo and him here. So long, Mel. Have a good trip. I mean, I would have tried getting out of a chair, running or something. I would have just accepted a bullet to my fucking heart. I would have at least tried to do something. Rush the motherfucker. Do something. You're in a chair. Spin around fast. Shield yourself with the back of the chair, and then just like slide it towards Tony. Rush him. Knock him into a wall. He's got other people there. Yeah, you're gonna die. But I mean, try to fight is my point. I mean, just don't sit there and take a bullet and die for no reason. But Ernie got a job, so and I love how he just swigs the alcohol. That is such a great little touch. And then he just steals Elvira and just says, "Yeah, you're coming with me because your husband's dead." He just hijacks her and takes her as his new wife. I mean, that's just how it should work. I've always liked you. I mean, your husband's dead. I just killed him, so you're coming with me now. That's just how it worked. You're married. I think if it worked like that, I think there'd be a lot more less divorce, and there would be a lot more people into the idea of marriage nowadays. Actually, maybe I'm onto something here. Or maybe it's just the ramblings of an insane person, like usual. Either way, I think I'm right though. 1-800 steal a wife or steal a widow. It should be that because Frank's dead. 1-800 steal a widow or inherit a weirdo. No, weirdo, widow. Inherit a widow. 1-800. That's the 1-800 number. And it should be on a blimp, but instead we have Tony seeing "The World Is Yours" on the blimp outside, which is just absolutely what an iconic shot. And I love how he builds that whole mansion and makes his own statue that says that. Like those words resonated with him so deeply that he built a big ass golden statue as like it's like the set piece, the centerpiece of that whole stairway, whole grand hall of his place is that statue. So I mean, you never know what a random blimp is gonna inspire you to do. And then we got just the great usage of push it to the limit. Fantastic usage here. Push it to the limit. Limit. You see the duffel bags of money that they're carrying in that even the banker is looking at and saying, "Yo, this can't be like everything that they're bringing in to me, right? Because there's no way I can fucking launder all this money." Oh, they're getting married through 1-800 steal a widow or whatever that inherit one. Both are good. So feel free to take both. Montana Management Co. Yeah. All right, so 99 F bombs, 649 fucking bullets. It's hilarious. I was giving Darren shit over him still never seeing Scarface. That's what I've been giving Dave. Dave's never seen Scarface either. I said, dude, how are you 41, 42 years old? I mean, Dave's only 5, 6 years older than me, 6 years older. How have you never seen Scarface? But he hasn't. So I said, you better get on that or we're not friends no more. Even, oh no, never mind. She was giving Manny the look. I was about to say, wait, she's looking at her brother with that like flirty ass look, but no, that was Manny. Never mind. Now I got the incest thing in my head, kind of. So now I'm just like looking and seeing things I'm not really supposed to because limits. Yeah, so Gina creeping on him on Manny now. Phil, come on, man. You got to see Scarface. This is just one of the classic or greatest movies of all time. Like like that level of greatness of reception from almost everyone on the planet as movies like Citizen Kane and The Godfather and Godfather 2 and like all those type of like movies that are considered Goodfellas. This is just another one of that's just perfect in every single way. And yeah, I know you are. I'm very picky too. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about or lecturing anyone. I know how picky you guys know how picky I am. You see that friggin' surveillance system Tony's got? You damn right. I'd have a lot more than that. I'd have a whole room that's just TV screens, security cameras from wall to wall, all the way around in a cube so that you could see every square inch of this place because it doesn't help him much in the end because he gets fucking killed from that guy coming up behind him. I mean, and then soon he's going to have to get arrested for laundering money, trusting Manny's guy Seidelbaum. Also, his whole place, Tony's whole mansion here, is iconic in every single way. The inside of it, the outside of it, like when you see the Sosa's gang coming and just like raiding the entire place at the end, his chair and desk and like all of that. Like, I wonder if that still exists, the chair prop or the desk, because I'd love to know who owns that. It's not like I'm ever buying it, but I would like to know if it exists still. They kept it because I mean, come on, look at that chair. You're telling me you can't chillax, watch a nice movie or something in a chair like that, leaning your ass back, not a care in the world. I mean, it doesn't hurt that you got a pile of fucking coke in front of you on that desk, but it's still a great desk and chair. I'm going on a lot about the chair and desk, but trust me, hunt them down, see if it's still out there. If I was this banker, I'd be terrified that I'm going to get whacked like very soon because he has this whole sit down, tell him we got to raise your rates, and that's why he gets set up. Man, he sets Tony up with Seidelbaum, and he gets pinched because of it. That banker, after saying no to Tony Montana, they're like, no, like we're going to have to actually raise your rates. Dude, I would be terrified. I would be like looking 360 vision all the way around me for the rest of my living days, thinking that somebody's coming up behind me and they'll quote or come up with a one liner or something like, yeah, you can't pay taxes when you're dead, and when you hear it in your ear, and you're before you know, and your brains are shot out. You don't even know what happens. It's like the ending of The Sopranos. It's just blackness, and you're dead. I don't want to live like that in that fear. So that banker's like, he's very, very calm about that whole thing, telling Tony that he's going to have to kind of steal more of his money. Like I'm somebody con came over on the boat, the banana boat song. Right? You know, the 80s. She gets a tube of cocaine, a drag off a stick, and a splash of whiskey all in 5 seconds. Yeah, that's too funny. That's so true. But I like her style. I mean, that's I was very similar. Still am in some ways. Then we're gonna blow that fucking truck back to Colombia because he hates Colombians. Don't forget. And I would too. He already hated Colombians before the hotel scene, but now he doesn't really like them at all. Much more. He hates Colombians. And aren't they from Bolivia? Sosa's people. So why is he thinking like? Well, he didn't fuck Sosa over yet. That's probably why. But he should be more afraid of Bolivians because that's who ends up killing him. New construction and new jobs in the 80s when everything was excessive and we actually had money as a country. Like, too much. I love his line in the jacuzzi. Well, so many lines in the jacuzzi, but that's because for 75 years you've been fucking everybody. All the banks. That's great. How you be? Which one? Oh, five. How are you five again today? Nice. Yeah, that's. I think I've said before. I can't. I can never remember what five. I never beat it. I know I never beat five and six because I only played like Leon's campaign briefly. I love how he says to Elvira, "You do a lot, too much of that shit." She's using like a tiny. You ever see like the little Coke spoons? They're like little tiny mini spoons just for sniffing shit. That's like what she's using. She's not shoving a face in a pile of fucking ounces of blow at the end of the So I think he like ends up with a bigger problem with cocaine than she does. Mikey, you came with the Pelicans. What's up, brother? Look, Manny, look at the Pelicans. Come on, Pelican. No movie, don't pause. No buffer. All right, we good. Good. How you doing, Mikey? Having a good weekend so far? Stick your fingers in a dike. That's such a great line. Stick your fingers in a dike. Can't you stop saying fuck all the time? Here's the Pelican line. Oh, you lost your save. I hate that when that happens. Luckily, I haven't lost a safe or something in a long while, but because I usually save state everything up to the cloud on PS, on PlayStation, Xbox. I mean, it just stays like keeps your save data. I've never had an issue actually with Xbox deleting saves. Yeah, man. You need a job. Work with blankets, lepers. Like, who wants to work with a fucking leper, man? I mean, come on. I feel bad. I mean, is leprosy even a thing anymore? Well, maybe in other, like, unfortunate countries, right? But I've never seen a goddamn leper. I can say that. I've seen leopards in zoos. Never seen a leper. So I don't even know if that disease is still around, but it's not around my ass. It's not around my area. It's not around anyone that I know in the United States. And it's something I definitely know I would not want to be around somebody with leprosy. Because can't you catch that shit? Like, is it contagious? Is it bad to have leprosy? Like, be anywhere near that? Not what I want. I was on it. That wasn't even English. But it's a mix only and kidding at the same time. I was only kidding. Oh yeah, it's so good. I always tell the truth, even when I lie. Yeah, that's one thing that is weird with Xbox. I feel like every like new console, every generation, they switch shit up with like the cloud and the saves and like where you could save to and stuff. It's very annoying actually. It's one reason. That's why it's so much easier on PlayStation to make a save state. So like when I'm grinding for those like Souls kills and stuff, it's so much easier. Just click it right to the thing. And then if you die, as soon as you die, each and every single time for hours on end, download the save state instantly. Me, that's so good. I like how he's muttering. Says fuck called me an asshole. I don't need that shit. Saddlebaum. And I said this in my discussion video on this the other day that I mean I wouldn't noticed the camera and the clock. Because if you imagine how long you're sitting there and they show you the passage of time. There's no way one of Tony himself, especially how paranoid he is, or his little dude or anybody else didn't look at the time. See, like, come on, like, what are we wrapping this shit up? Let's count it again. Like, are you serious? It's this time in the morning and stuff. No one looked up and saw a clock that has a very obvious hole in it with a reflective lens. I don't know. That's like one of the little things in this movie I could nitpick a little bit. Tony's like, let's count it again. Yeah, no, earlier I was when I was in the chair with Tony. I mean, you know what I mean. When I told him in the background of his chair, I was like, oh no, Sosa. I was cuddling with Sosa when I had him in the background. He's the best lawyer in all of Miami. Am I going to talk about the first thing that pops up? As in which or what? Because I always everything out of my mouth is the first thing that pops up into my mind. So I don't know if that's what you mean or a specific thing, but yeah, that clock definitely would have been given away by someone looking up and no one got bored and looked up at that clock. I don't believe that at all. I get bored sitting in a room for like 3-4 minutes. If there's a clock, I'm looking at it. So, I don't know. I would have saw it. And Tony's like, it's right to his right. It's like me looking like that. It's on the wall right there. Like, chill. I don't know. Whatever. And yeah, it definitely did. I ate some edibles earlier. That shit's good. This is when he wants his lawyer. See that eye there in the clock? Say hi, honey. And then I love it. Stupid, but I love how he cuts the feed because he says, "All right, Benny, kill it." He cuts the feed before they read their rights to him. I feel like they should have got that part on the tape, with him saying, "Do you understand the rights that you've been written?" And then he would have said yes, and then cut the tape because then he could just say, "I was never read my Miranda rights." I don't know. It's nothing to do with anything, but I'm saying in my mind, he should have did it. Should have cut it after that. Cut it too early. Premature cutulation on the VHS security feed here to capture Tony's crimes through a clock that anyone really would notice if they were bored. $5 million bond this guy has to get. Lynxwood was here. Well, I like Lynxwood then. Thanks for being here, Lynxwood. Imagine hearing from your lawyer, even when you're like that rich and that fucking powerful. 5 years in prison. You'll be out in 3, maybe, like maybe less. It's like, no, like I do it any time in prison. And then Manny says to him, it's not like Cuba, And he starts flipping on him. He's like, they're like hotels here, which if you guys want to hear a stand-up bit that's related to that, how the prisons in America are like hotel, I'll post it on the community tab afterwards. Doug Stanhope's bit on it. It's absolutely hilarious and true in every single way. Yeah, exactly. It's not like Cuba, man. They're like hotels here. What the fuck you talking about? And I mean, this guy is right. He's telling him. I mean, it's hard to prove reasonable doubt that this guy just found this money in a taxi cab or some shit and said, "Oh, hey, I just stumbled upon all this fucking money." Because when's the last time you met anybody who found millions of dollars just chilling somewhere? If one of you do happen to know somebody who found millions of dollars chilling somewhere, I want you to get my email me their name and address. And then we're going to go over and we're going to get ourselves some mills. That's what we're going to do. I'll be right back, guys. I'm going to the bathroom. Enjoy the rest of the movie for a little bit. Gareth. Oh, never joke, Rosie, for a Weinstein joke. That's great. Never apologize for one of those jokes. If you didn't see if you saw my fake trailer for The Lost World, the mouth of the Lord of the Flies. I think it was a pretty good Jeffrey Epstein joke I threw in there at the end. So that's the style here. So don't you worry. This channel should have been canceled like within the first month or so. Like honestly, I don't know how we're approaching 2 years. And I don't know how I'm monetized. These fuckers, YouTube. I mean, they're my partners. I don't want to speak ill of them, but they didn't look into anything really. Like they say, when you go and try to apply to get monetized, it says it could take 28 days for them to check your channel and content and stuff like that. I put in the application. A day went by. Another day went by, and then an email came in and said, "Congrats, you're accepted into the program." I said, "Did these people look at anything? Like one video, anything at all?" No? Okay. All right. So then I guess we'll just go with partnership. And that's how it happened. So they don't look into things, is my point. I was just wondering why I'm not hearing the movie. That's because when I went to the bathroom, I had to take the earbud out. And it's not in now. That makes a lot of sense. This whole interview on the TV, I mentioned in the video, but Immortal Technique, who's a great rapper, and I do not like most rap music, has a album and a song on it called Peruvian Coke that starts with a sample of this interview. The flooding our streets with cocaine. There's same government that's buying it and trying to keep it out of the country. And then the whole little flute music when they go to Bolivia, the do 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 samples that for the whole beat. Great song. Maybe I'll put that on the community tab too. I'll never remember what these things are that I'm going to put on. That stand-up routine about something from Stanhope, so I'll remember that because it's my favorite comic. Then something else. Peruvian Coke by Immortal Technique. Boom, done. Easy. Is Sosa holding a gun in the picture they show of him on TV? Because why would he just let himself be photographed holding a firearm, like as a drug lord, if he wants to avoid all this? Peruvian powder. 28 days, it's more than Samara gives you. It's so weird whenever I bring up Ringu or Ring because like Sadako is always the one that comes out of my head. Even though I saw the Ring remake early, like before Ringu, the original. But I mean, Ringu, the Japanese one, it's a top film of mine too. That movie's a masterpiece. Sadako is just who she is now to me. Like I always get taken back for a second when I see Samar, and I'm like, when it's related to the Ring, and say, "Oh, the remake." That's right. Like we're talking. Sadako is just such a better name. I always say Sadako, Sadako. It's one way or the other. It's not Sudoku. That's that stupid game that people played like a while back, right? So now he's got to go take out this guy before he can go on 60 Minutes or all this other shit and expose Sosa in this dinner scene now. It's just fantastic. Saying that to the bad guy. And he looks so fucked up in this scene too, man. Like they did a good job, like with any makeup work they'd had to do on him. I mean, tell me that this guy right here don't look coked and drunk out of his mind because he absolutely does. And that just adds so much more authenticity to his performance here. I mean, Tony's right there. I mean, he is the one who got him into this mess with prison and shit, and the reason that he has to do this whole hit. So, I mean, kind of Manny is the reason that Tony gets fucking murdered at the end by Sosa. Because if he never set him up with Seidelbaum, then he wouldn't have gotten arrested and he wouldn't have owed Sosa this big favor. I mean, maybe he still would have like asked him to do this favor and like compensate him in some other way because he wouldn't have to bail him out of prison. He wouldn't have been in trouble. That's something to think about, though. That Manny possibly could have been the first domino that led to Tony being killed by Sosa's people. That's all it is: eating, drinking, fucking, sucking, snorting. So good. You got a bag for a belly. You got tits. You need a bra. You got hair on them. Yeah, I can't even have a fucking little baby with her. Her womb is so polluted. So funny. This is just one of the best acting scenes in this movie by Pacino. This and probably and the ending, probably, and I'd say maybe, and of course the scene with Frank, of course, but the ending and this scene too, I think, are pretty much on that level. Got a fucking junkie for a wife. Don't eat nothing. Sleeps all day. Got the black shades on, which is cool. I just linked that, but Black Shades is the guy who ends up killing Tony. He's just wearing black shades. Never picked that up. I don't know if that's intentional. I doubt it, but that's a cool little link right there. It's so weird and funny that I'm quoting it as I'm watching it and hearing it in my ear, and then I'm looking in chat, and then I'm seeing the exact things I just said down there in the chat. That's too funny. The stuff with the belly and tits, the hair on them, the fucking baby, like all of that. I mean, what a scene! Not the scene in the movie, but what a scene to make at a restaurant. Can you imagine? Like these people, like what they're thinking, and hearing these people, and then hearing Tony's crazed mind going off about saying goodnight to the bad guy, and then all of that stuff. They're all probably just looking and what the fuck is. But then they were probably just thinking, hey, it's the '80s, so it don't matter. It's not out of the ordinary. This happens every Wednesday night over at this restaurant. There's no point. I mean, I, fact. So whatever. Probably the most infamous line from this movie, besides "Say hello to my little friend," I would say would be take a look at the bad guy. Say goodnight to the bad guy. Those lines, I think, are right up there. The way he just says, he looks around. He goes, "You're all a bunch of fucking assholes." To start his speech. That's such a great way to start a speech. I mean, I mean, in any context, because once you say those words to a group of random strangers, immediately you got their attention because one, they're pissed, but two, they want to know what the fuck they did to you that you're calling them out like this, or what's wrong with you mentally. So a good way to start a speech ever. If you ever want to start a speech and you don't know how or a toast, ding ding ding, you're all a bunch of fucking assholes. That's a tip from JT's Horror Discussions in 2024. Can you guess what ethnicities I am? Because that explains it. Because trust me, I know very, very much. I am a very hand expressive person. That is the half Italian in me. Like I grew up around like family and friends and stuff that are just like right out of the Sopranos and Goodfellas and stuff like that. So I mean, I just picked it all up. I guess that's probably why I swear more than I wish I did. But New York City, just a 45-minute train ride from where I reside. Also, that is a New York thing too. So you got that on top of Italian. You got an Italian New Yorker. So I mean, what do you expect? Although all the perks I like about this background and doing this like on StreamYard and maybe recording videos like I did with the fly through StreamYard like this is that you you can't see my hands as much unless I really go in. You know what I mean? I got to get deep in there, you know? So you can't see my hands like when I'm back here. See, like I look like a fucking pelican, fly pelican, or a penguin or something. But so it's hard to see it unless like it's closer in. That's the one negative, I guess, to doing the backgrounds. But I mean, do people really care to see the hand movements? I don't know. I'll put a poll on the community tab afterwards, just like that stand-up routine by Doug Stanhope I was talking about. And the other thing that I will remember, trust me, by the end of this. And now he's got to go do this hit. And at least he has a conscience a little bit, or some types of morals, because he friggin' he taken aback by the fact he thought it was just this guy alone they were going to have to assassinate. And he sees the family, he sees kids. He says, "You didn't say anything about kids." Yeah, and he's coked up out of his mind probably here too. You see him sniffing coke like like crazy at the beginning here. So even coked out of his mind, Tony still wouldn't kill children in a situation like this. So I mean, it shows that he hasn't completely lost it. I mean, I'm sure Tony at the end in his mind say with all that coke, I'm sure he'd be killing kids left and right if they gave him a goddamn good reason. Like a lot of horror movies, I always say, anytime you kill a kid, you punt that fucker faster and harder than anything that you could do in your life, and make sure you tie them up, gag them, and wait for the cops to come because I'm not getting killed by a kid to kill a kid and stuff because what? Because oh, it's not right to hit them. Fuck that. If there's gonna be some kid with a gun, or a knife, or anything, axe coming at me, they get knocked in the face, and then they're getting tied up, and then the cops are being called because there's no way I'm dying just because I can be remembered as a good person. I'm gonna be alive and enjoying myself fucking wherever I am after that kid's in prison. But they end up going that was a whole thing. They end up going on this now drive trying to track this car with the bomb under it. I love the tension in this scene too. Like just the whole fact of them getting closer and him saying, you know, closer, closer. Then they can't speak to each other because Alberto doesn't understand English. So all of that and trying to talk to him and him saying, and he understands him a little bit. Tony understands Alberto. Alberto doesn't understand Tony at all. So they're trying to communicate. He's trying to say no kids and stuff, and he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. He's saying no, we got to just do this. And like that's what we got to do. If not, we're gonna get killed. And I think he knows that he signed his death warrant as soon as he shoots Alberto and kills him. Like once he cancels the contract, can't cancels the contract. So you got to get deep in there. The Claw, The Claw. That's a good movie. Jennifer Tilly's in that, and she's in Chucky. And I just talked to Alex, so that's a link and synchronicity. That just doesn't mean anything, but it happened. But I love the theme in this scene too, with the synth score and stuff. It's great. I love how there's Budweiser beer cans and Chinese food boxes all over the dashboard. You'd think if you were going to do a big job like assassinate somebody, like going on TV shows, exposing drug dealers, you want to clean up your car first. Not have fucking beer cans. I mean, the beer cans I can see if he's drinking and driving and shit. I'm not saying that's good at all, anyone. But in Tony's mindset, that's how he rolls and shit. He's sniffing coke. He's probably drinking. But who was eating the Chinese? They were staking the guy out, but you'd think throw it out. Again, this doesn't have anything to do with anything at all. What's up, Tex? How you doing, Russ? Hope you're having a good Saturday, buddy. Yeah, right. It's just like you see the two kids in the back like that playing and stuff, and it's like, no, there's no way, man. Like, I'm not letting this happen. Even a guy like Tony, have the guts to look him in the eye when you kill him. You gotta hide behind this shit. All those lines are fantastic too. Did I see Rosie say "children of the cocaine"? Because that's fucking hysterical. Yes, yes, that's hysterical. We are watching Scarface. We are up to them about to. You die, motherfucker! That's exactly what happened just now. What do you think I am, huh? Look at you now. I told you don't fuck with me. The way that he's yelling at his dead body is hysterical. What a great idea to write that in there. Oh, me and Tony forever. Now he can't find Manny. He can't find Elvira. He can't find Gina. He can't find fucking anybody, Tony. He can't kill people. I mean, he killed Alberto very good. Very well. He took care of him. I mean, like always, this has nothing to do with anything either. But Ernie says that your mom called to Tony when he's on the phone with Ernie here. I mean, the mom hates her son. She says, I don't have a son, won't take money from him and nothing. So why does she have his phone number? Can you explain that? Why does she have Tony's mansion's phone number? What, she doesn't want to talk to him ever. The only time they talk is when he stops by unannounced, uninvited, and intrudes on her into her household. And then every scene, the two scenes that we see when she, like right here, when he goes to the house, each scene ends with her screaming at him like crazy and dissing him like you wouldn't believe. So there's no way I believe that she has his mansion number in any sort of way. But I don't know. Maybe you guys can make a way that maybe you guys can try to make sense out of that. Let me know exactly how that works. This dude, this guy's one scary motherfucker. This guy is so intimidating looking, just like Sosa. Let me tell you about Sosa. All right, let's say something about Alexandra Sosa or Alejandro. That's what it is, like Jodorowsky. Again, I'm going to say this for the third time now, from the Tubi recommendation and the Shutter recommendation videos from last week, because it's on both. If you haven't seen Alejandro Jodorowsky's movie Santa Sangre from 1990, go watch that movie. It's a masterpiece. Back to this movie. Now he's sniffing coke like crazy. This guy is so stoned and coked out at the end of this film. And I said in the video, there's no way that this fucker is surviving anywhere near the 1,000,000 bullets that he's taking at the end of this. He's just not. And it looks like I'm holding the gun. So I should probably change that background. Let's go to that for a little bit. Actually, if I put it this way, it looks like I'm a drug dealer. Yeah, we should keep it like this for every single stream. This is the background now. This is the official background and it works perfectly. My partner's eye are pissed off. What's up, Cal? I'm taking your spot tomorrow on the round table. Because Keith messaged me, said that you're not able to make it. He asked me if I want to hop on. I'll probably do that. But we gotta do something soon, like we were talking last night. Take it easy when you talk to me. I told you a long time ago, you fucking monkey, not to fuck me. What great delivery. What a scary motherfucker, man. And we're gonna try to top the movie in F bombs in this video, particularly. It's something I'm subconsciously going for. Oh, his pain tolerance definitely be up for sure. I mean, adrenaline alone, then add all the cocaine on top of it. Like all that cocaine. On top of that, plus the whiskey he's got chilling right over there. So I mean, this guy's just like a walking pharmaceutical company at the end of this movie. But there's still no goddamn way he's taking more than like, I don't know, 20, 30 bullets. Even that to say before just collapsing to the ground dead in every single way. I like how the color, like the wallpaper and the nice little, what is the goddamn word I'm looking for? Curtains for the window in Tony's mom's house. Nice little green. That's a green that works for me. There was a green in a movie, what Critters, I think, that I said it looks disgusting in the kitchen. It had nothing to do with anything in that movie, in that video either. But it does it here too. But this is an acceptable green for me. Puke green, I don't like. Bright green, like paint your cabinets in green like that. I don't know. I mean, everybody has their own thing. Just not for me. Oh, they are off. Why must you destroy everything that comes your way? Terrible. Oh yeah, you tried taking mine one day. Yeah, I couldn't make it the first. I think that was the first one the first one he did, and I forgot the rest. And my dad was not feeling well. I had to take him to an appointment. So this will be my first time on the round table, which I'm excited for. This is such a tense scene, and why am I not? Oh yeah, earbud fell out. That's why the movie's not being heard again. Actually, I don't even. I'm not streaming with anyone. No one's talking. I don't need to hear anything, so I can just do this. Put the earbud in, and then we're all good. And then there's that main score again. The synth swells. You know a cover of the main theme is coming sometime soon. I love how it's the same music when he sees Gina here with Manny as when he sees Gina in the club earlier with the douchebag bringing her into the toilet. That fine piece of, great chivalry that we have an example of back in the 80s. Take her in the bathroom. But, oh, man, him shooting Manny. And then her just saying, like, we just got married yesterday. We were going to tell you. Like, oh, that's heartbreaking, man. Great use of slow mo too here. I'm very hit or miss on slow motion in movies. It depends heavily on the movie and director too. But her coming down the stairs like that in slow motion, that was a good choice. So I'd assume at this point, like she's kind of mad at her brother, right?
Her performance is great too in this.
Hey, Joe, welcome back.
That's how long this fucking movie is. Joe was here like 2 hours ago and made it back. Yeah, it's a gut punch, like absolute gut punch. I mean, they didn't hesitate at all. Sosa's gang, like as soon as that car pulled in through the gates, like they were right there, like in the woods, working their way there. Like they didn't hesitate at all. They were hiding in the bushes for Tony when he was out. Yeah, I always forget her name, and I just said it in the review the other day. Mastronominone, some long ass M with a bunch of M's in it, strung throughout. Italian name. Actually, I'm on Prime. It'll tell me. Mary Elizabeth dot dot dot. It doesn't tell you the whole thing because her name's so damn long. Whatever it is, that she does a great job in this. Like her crying and wailing and stuff like that. And it really hits you here, especially with the score in the background. Mastrantonio. Mastrantonio. It's not that bad. And there's only one M, so I know what the hell I was talking about. Ends. There's two N's. Maybe I was confusing it with N instead of M. But Mastrantonio, she does good. And yeah, I paused the movie just just to find that out. I love the shots here where you see all the hitmen and stuff coming on the surveillance cameras. And Tony is just getting beyond coked out. You don't even know what to do at this point. Ernie and little dude. Does someone know his name? What the little guy is? Because I really don't know his name. And his little hitman who's with him the whole time. Always forget his. But Ernie's the other dude because we know it because he says, oh, "You want a job, Ernie?" They never say that guy's name. We go to war. That's what we're gonna do. Yeah, it can't even blink. Yeah, yeah, that's that, dude. Putting your nose in a pile of coke that big? Are you serious? This, like I said, it's like a fucking like half to a gram fucking on his nose right now, just stuck there. So he's sniffing like 5 grams at a time every time he puts his face in there. That's insane. That's absolutely crazy. Shalomo. It's the Shalomo. What was Joe's homework? To watch a good movie. I hope watch a good movie. He hasn't seen Scarface. Tell him watch Scarface. In fact, he's here, like in a Scarface watch, not watching Scarface. So you got to definitely watch Scarface, Joe. And then what came out first? Midnight Express came out after this, right? Or was Midnight Express 81? I always forget. God damn it! I gotta look it up because it's gonna drive me nuts. But the little chase sequence, I mean, the score from Midnight Express is just phenomenal. But then when we get very very similar music when they all rush Tony's place here, like love that too. Like everything by Marauder is just fantastic in every movie. 79. All right, that's yeah, it is early. I thought early 80s, and then I second guessed myself. So 79. Actually, funny. My childhood house was supposedly he lived there. The guy in real life, I forget his name, who got arrested for hash and spent the time in the prison and everything. He supposedly lived in my family house where I grew up. Which, I mean, I don't know if there was actual records of it or anything like that, but like the previous house owners told my parents back then. So that's funny. And Dee Snider grew up like literally a 2-minute drive from me, like a block down the main road. And what a great movie Midnight Express is. But I was saying earlier, tomorrow I'm going to try to get out No Country for Old Men and continue on with the Critters series with Critters 2, which Critters was a blast rewatching for a movie I haven't seen in over 10 years or longer. I forgot how good that movie is. Like I was at first comparing it to like Ghoulies and like all Munchie, all those type of like movies, but it's a lot better of a film and made much better. Like same with the first Ghoulies. It was a great rewatch. So that's a fun video if you haven't seen the my Critters video for the first one. So tomorrow we'll do Critters 2. And then after that, I don't remember. I never saw. I saw 3. It's Leo DiCaprio's first movie. That's all I remember about it. And then I never saw 4 or 5. And then there's a web series that's like 8 or 9 episodes. Man, Tony is so fucked up when he takes this final bow into the cocaine pile. Now then we just get this. What a great rendition of that score. Like I love the instruments used in that. Just like that creepy ass synth, how it with the vibrato on it and stuff. All of that makes this scene just like 10 times better than it would be without it. Like absolutely for me. So again, the whole fuck me Tony stuff. I really don't get it. Like why, whatever, why it was written in this whole story from the original book. I mean, maybe she wants Tony to fuck her. But, you know? She just lost Manny. See, that's the sense of humor, Rosie, we got here. That's why I don't apologize for Weinstein shit. But yeah, the reaction time that he has, despite being not coked out, and just seeing his sister killed and being yelled at to fuck her, he's surprisingly fast to grab this guy and throw him over that balcony and drill the shit out of him with bullets. And Zodiac, we're gonna need a bullet count by the end for sure. I want to know, like, before this final scene and at the end of the movie. So how many bullets are sprayed before the whole final shootout? And then how many? I can't take this seriously staring at myself where I don't see Tony really, and I just see me with it. It looks like I'm in a chair with a bunch of cocaine behind me. I don't know. It's funny. I'm going to use this background from time to time for sure. I just don't want to get age restricted or some stupid shit. Then we got this creepy motherfucker. He's heading he's heading on a little grappling hook. And I said, that's a great way to take somebody out. Just send in 1,000,000 people through the front and then just slowly slip through the rear and just boom, explosion, over. And that would be the perfect way. And that's exactly what they do here. Great job by Sosa's people on just infiltrating the back end and being able to just cause a huge just explosion of liquids falling into a fountain for sure. Good night again, Joseph. Phil looks like he's pretending to be the T-1000. That's too funny. I'm never gonna now. I'm never gonna not see that. I've been watching this movie since I'm 7, 8 years old. Now I'm never gonna not see a Terminator reference when I see this guy. Yeah, Rosie, the ending is very poetic, just with the whole him falling into the fountain, right with the statue there, which was his whole mantra that brought him to the success. And then now he finally snaps out of it when he sees the little guy who I love. So sad, man. He's dead. But nobody's surviving this shit. You serious? Ernie gets his fucking head blown off. And again, this type of thing, I would say this. The end of this movie, like for horror fanatics like us and stuff that are into slashers and movies with big practical effects and stuff like that, gory. This isn't a gory movie. But when it comes to just the way it's filmed, I think this is one of the most violent films ever made. And one of the most violent endings to a movie. Would you guys agree with that? Like, you don't see even a lot of blood or anything like that. You do see a little, but just the way it's shot and just the bullets and the sound design and everything. I feel like this is one of the most violent endings to a movie. Always private parts. Say hello to my little friend. He says hello to his little friend, blows the fuck up out of like 3, 4, maybe 5 people. He takes out a lot of people, like I said. Great job. This guy, he's good. I mean, doesn't make it, but he has a better batting average. Yeah. I got a fucking rifle. I want to count and pay attention to how many bullets this guy takes. Because he takes 2. He takes 1 here when he's going for a clip in his pocket. And he goes, it falls to the ground. So there's 1 or 2. I mean, it's automatic weapons. It's going to be multiple. But so he gets hit there. Then he cleverly hides behind the body, which is another thing that we see. He's just a smart fucking guy when it comes to this shit. I love how he fucking just blows up another half dozen of them. How you like that, huh? You fucking money gone. Great decision. Great camera shots too of behind Tony from the perspective of the T-1000. And him walking, and the shot of him walking towards the camera, and then him walking towards Tony, and the fact that they are all shooting at him, then they all stop just because they see the guy behind him, and he's so coked out. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He took 10 bullets, but this is again from multiple automatic weapons. So who knows if there's each hit that you could visibly see is 5 to 10 bullets more, maybe. So this fucker got shot like 1,000 times, is my point. And there's no way he's alive for anywhere near the duration he is. But he falls into the whole fountain here, which, I mean, it's such a gorgeous fountain too, man. Then we get the swell from Marauder, just ending it, panning in on this again. World is yours. What, like Rosie said, what a great poetic ending to this, of just something, a theme that we've seen a few times throughout this movie. This is one of the greatest, like I said, crime films, gangster films, drug dealing, kingpin movies. This is the one. Like I said, with Goodfellas, The Godfather 1 and 2. But I think this is Brian De Palma's masterpiece. He's made a lot of great movies. I'm not the biggest De Palma fan, aside from maybe 4 or 5 films of his. But this is his masterpiece, in my opinion. And this film is dedicated to Howard Hawks and Ben Haight, who wrote the first Scarface, the screenplay for the original Scarface. So that is Scarface, 1983, Al Pacino. Man, like, this is just such a good movie. And it shows that something is a masterpiece when I can sit through a 3-hour movie twice in a week. So, all right, guys. Thanks, everyone, for hanging out and watching, talking, bullshitting, going off on weird-ass random tangents, and you never know where we're going, like usual. So, I said earlier, I forgot that it was Saturday today, and so I totally forgot about Saturday Shudder recommendation. So I'm going to do, luckily, like I said, they both start with S's the weekend. Sunday Shudder recommendations tomorrow. So that and No Country for Old Men, and then maybe at the night after the Super Bowl, late night, with Critters 2. So, all right, everybody, wherever you're from, hoping you're having a good morning, afternoon, night. I will talk to you. Take care, everybody. Love you guys.